quiet arrival in Tehran, closed-door meetings, strategic handshakes, and above it all, the shadow of deepening military ties. As nuclear tensions simmer and Western pressure mounts, Russia and Iran are moving closer, not just in words, but in energy, trade, and now, visible defense cooperation. Russia's Energy Minister Sergey Tsivilyov held high-level meetings in Tehran with senior Iranian officials, including Ali Larijani of the Supreme National Security Council and Oil Minister Mohsen Paknejad. The talks focused on expanding cooperation in oil, gas, transportation, and trade. Both sides emphasized that Western sanctions and pressure have not derailed their strategic partnership. Larijani said Tehran and Moscow have faced similar restrictions from the West, yet continue to deepen coordination. Tsivilyov described Iran as holding a strategic position in Russia's foreign policy and called the atmosphere of dialogue positive. The two ministers also reviewed documents from previous Economic Committee sessions and are expected to sign the draft outcome of the 19th round. The meetings come as Iran and the United States remain locked in fragile nuclear diplomacy. While negotiations continue, rhetoric has sharpened and the regional climate remains tense. Against that backdrop, Russia and Iran are accelerating economic alignment, particularly in the energy sector. But the symbolism extends beyond economics. Earlier this month, an image circulating from Iran confirmed the arrival of a Russian Mi-28NE night hunter attack helicopter on Iranian soil. It marked the first verified transfer of the advanced combat aircraft to Tehran, signaling a visible expansion of military cooperation. As economic agreements move forward and military hardware changes hands, the partnership between Moscow and Tehran appears to be entering a new phase. Energy diplomacy on the ground, military signaling in the skies, and all of it unfolding amid mounting geopolitical pressure.
We are without a doubt truly grieving. It appears to them, and he reiterates this point constantly, the President of the United States, that our nation's military is the most formidable force across the entire globe. The world's most powerful army, might sometimes take such a devastating hit that it simply cannot get back on its feet. And then they say, we've sent a warship towards Iran. All right then. Well, an aircraft carrier by its very nature is undeniably a formidable and dangerous machine. It represents immense power. However, what poses an even greater threat than the carrier itself is the kind of advanced weapon, a truly devastating force capable of sinking such a massive vessel to the ocean's depths. The President of the United States, in his most recent public address, made a significant statement where he declared, for 47 years, the United States has proven itself completely unable to overthrow the Islamic Republic. Instead of taking action, it has merely resorted to complaining to its own citizens about this profound failure, a staggering 47 long years. The undeniable fact that the United States has not been able to successfully destroy the Islamic Republic, this in itself is a very significant and important admission to make. I'm certainly not suggesting or implying that you will not be able to accomplish this particular task or objective either. If a negotiation is indeed going to take place, then attempting to unilaterally determine the precise outcome of that negotiation in advance is a fundamentally wrong and foolish course of action to pursue. So you're proposing we sit down and have a discussion regarding a particular issue, hoping to reach a mutual understanding. Why do you already predetermine the final result? You insist that we must absolutely arrive at this exact specific agreement.
This whole situation is just utterly foolish. They are engaging in this truly incredibly foolish and misguided endeavor. The leaders of America, along with some senators, the president, and many, many other prominent figures are doing this. These are the very words that the American president himself also utters.
Which I am going to be referring to.
Sometimes he threatens, sometimes he dictates precisely what should and shouldn't be done. This clearly shows their true intention to completely dominate and control the Iranian nation. But the Iranian nation is very well versed in its profound Islamic and Shiite teachings. The people are fully aware of their rights and duties.
Our fallen, those brave individuals whom we officially recognize and count as martyrs,
The overall purview of this matter is exceedingly wide-ranging, with a distinct exclusion of those individuals who actively instigate sedition, their primary ringleaders, and any other key figures involved in such activities.
Excluding those who receive funds from the enemy, and also acquired weapons, everyone else, whether they were the elements defending our security, or whether they were just ordinary passers-by, or even those who were involved with the instigators of sedition, they all took a few steps forward, and these are our own children. We are here to ask for mercy for these individuals. We are here to seek their forgiveness. It is true that they made a mistake.
May Almighty God forgive them for their mistakes, if it is His will. The Islamic Republic is not a government that is separate from its own people.
The Islamic Republic in its fundamental being is, without question, the very essence of the Iranian nation. This steadfast people, this strong and truly resilient nation. This is a nation that is genuinely prepared to work diligently, to strive with all its might, and to endeavor tirelessly for its own progress and advancement. Someone like myself, a person such as I, will never pledge allegiance to an individual like Yazid. This is our unwavering national resolve.
As nuclear talks between the United States and Iran begin, Iranian media announces something explosive. Live missiles fired toward the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow artery through which roughly 20% of the world's oil flows. This is no coincidence. This is choreography. On one side of the table, negotiators. On the other, warships, bombers, and ballistic missiles. The second round of nuclear talks is underway in Geneva. Indirect negotiations, careful wording, diplomatic language. But thousands of miles away in the Persian Gulf, Iran's paramilitary forces are staging large-scale maritime drills. Missiles launched from inside Iran and along its coastline, purportedly striking targets in the strait. The message? Iran is not negotiating from a position of weakness. It is negotiating with muscle flexed. Iran insists the talks will focus solely on its nuclear program, not on domestic unrest, not on sanctions rhetoric, not on internal crackdowns. And its top diplomat, Abbas Araghchi, says he has arrived with real ideas for a fair deal. But he also draws a red line. Submission before threats is not on the table. Meanwhile, Washington is turning up the pressure. U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly warned that if Iran refuses to constrain its nuclear ambitions, force remains an option. He has reminded Tehran of what American bombers can do, and he has already moved hardware into place. The USS Gerald F. Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, has been sent to the Middle East. It joins the USS Abraham Lincoln and guided missile destroyers already operating in the region. Fighter jets, interceptors, missile defense systems. This is not subtle diplomacy. This is deterrence by deployment. Iran, however, is not blinking. Its Revolutionary Guard has begun drills across the Strait of Hormuz, the Persian Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman. Live fire exercises, radio warnings to passing vessels, a signal to global shipping that the waters are no longer calm. The strait is the ultimate pressure point. Choke it, even temporarily, and oil markets shudder, energy prices spike, global economies feel the tremor. Tehran knows this, and it is reminding the world. This standoff comes as Washington signals a broader strategic shift, sharpening focus on homeland defense and long-term rivalry with China. That recalibration has raised questions about how much bandwidth America is willing to devote to another Middle East escalation. But Trump's message has been unmistakable. He prefers a deal, but he is prepared for consequences. "I think they want to make a deal," he said. "I don't think they want the consequences of not making a deal."
Yet Iran's tone suggests something else: defiance, confidence, a calculation that America, stretched across multiple global flashpoints, may not want another full-scale confrontation.